Pac-12 football brought to you today by Tire Pro here in the Bay Area in Berkeley. The Cal Bears off to a good start. And here at Kabam Field at Memorial Stadium, they welcome in the San Diego State Aztecs, who have the unenviable task of trying to keep Jared Goff under wraps. The junior quarterback has been absolutely sparkling to get off to this season. California Golden Bears at home this afternoon here at Memorial Stadium in Berkeley, California, to take on the San Diego State Aztecs. Sonny Dykes now in his third year as the head football coach here at California. Stops by to chat with our Lewis Johnson just moments ago.
Well, Coach, looks like you'll face what could be called an exotic defense today. So what do you need out of your quarterback, Jared Goff, in the offense, as every offensive possession will be challenged in a unique way?
Yeah, they're going to try to limit our possessions by creating some havoc defensively, keeping the ball away from us. It's all about execution for us today, taking care of the football. Those are going to be the two big things.
Last week you had over 60,000 here, expected about 50 this weekend. What does it mean to have this type of support now in your third season, second home game?
Well, I think people are seeing progress. We just got to keep it going. I mean, the biggest thing, our guys have worked hard, and I think the fans recognize it. So we're in a good place right now.
All right, Sonny, thanks. Good luck.
Great, thanks so much.
Kevin?
Thank you, Lewis. San Diego State has won the toss. They have elected to take the football. Jared Goff, of course, all eyes on him and what he is capable of doing. Certainly he's got a great track record in his first couple of years here at Cal. And Rocky Long, now in his fifth season as the head football coach here at San Diego State University, has led them to 4 consecutive bowl appearances. The program has been in 5 consecutive bowl appearances, and Rocky Long looking forward to this challenge against the Cal Bears with a somewhat, I guess you could say, untested quarterback in Maxwell Smith.
You're exactly right, and a lot of people see this as a trap game, but Sonny Dykes, in talking to his team this week in the first meeting, said everybody who's been to 5 straight bowl games, coach or player, stand up. Nobody stood up, and that caught the attention of this team. He does not expect them to overlook this team as they have Texas on the road a week from now.
We'll see Smith shortly. He is, of course, a transfer from the University of Kentucky, where he actually had several career starts, but had a bit of an uncertain outing last weekend against San Diego, particularly in the first half.
Well, he struggled. You know, it's been over a year since he played competitive football in a real game setting. They expected him to struggle in the first half after talking to Rocky Long, their head coach. Did not expect him to struggle in the second half, and he did. It'll be interesting to see how long of a leash he has, because they have a backup, Christian Chapman, who played a little bit last week. They were pretty much neck and neck through 3 weeks at training camp until they gave the job to Maxwell Smith, who will get the start today.
Cool and overcast, as you would expect here in the Bay Area. Quite a contrast to last weekend when it was sparkling sunshine and high temperatures meeting the folks here in the Bay Area. Crowd settling in, and we're just about underway as Matt Anderson will get into this one. Kicking to Rashad Penny and Chase Price. Taken at the goal line by Rashad Penny, and he tumbles down to near the 30-yard line. Last week, California's defense, well, they were everywhere seemingly.
Well, it's been a long time since they've been everywhere. 4 picks, they got after it. This defense, they've been hearing about it. They were the worst statistically pass defense in the country over the last 2 years in a variety of categories. They want to get back at it. They feel as though they've got 2 big-time corners in Darius Allensworth and Darius White. And even Luke Rabinzer got into the action. The former quarterback played a lot last year. Now he's in the secondary. Devontae Downs. They got a lot of new faces on this defense. They expect to get after it. They have heard all of the chatter, and they want to stop that narrative about this side of the ball.
Maxwell Smith from Granada Hills, California, the 6'5" senior under center, pro-style offense, the handoff, and a big stop in the backfield. Donnell Pumphrey will figure to get several calls this afternoon for the Aztecs, and you can bet that the Bears will be keying on him as James Looney comes in to rattle him.
Well, it was his first career start last week. I had a chance to see him in practice on Thursdays. Hey, man, I like seeing you on film. He goes, hey, get used to that. I'm coming out again this Saturday.
Pumphrey, the man in the backfield. Dakota Jordan is the up back. Now Pumphrey will go out into the slot, slants, and catches a pass and spilled near the 36-yard line. Coming up to get him was Jake Kearney.
There's an area that Cal is a little deficient. It's covering the slot defender. They're not very deep in the back end from the corner standpoint, from covering standpoint. And you're not going to see them play a lot of nickel defense today. They're going to be in base. You're going to see Jake Kearney out there having to cover wide receivers because of what San Diego State does. This is a standard, traditional, old-school pro-style system.
He's in the gun now. He sends Pumphrey out to his left, working in the slot on 3rd and 3. And another slant and a completion and a first down. This one targeted to Micah Holder, the sophomore from Oceanside, California.
See Micah Holder, man-to-man coverage, just going up against Darius White. He beats him simply on a slant route. And this is where Cal's got to be different, right? Not only in this game, but throughout this entire season, they've got to be able to make those plays on third down at the corner position.
Smith was 9 of 21, had 1 interception, no touchdowns a weekend ago in the win over San Diego. The handoff comes to Pumphrey, and he got smacked near the line of scrimmage and is able to lean forward for a pickup of a couple on the play. Darius Allensworth came up from the cornerback position to make the initial hit.
You're going to want to watch all game long just this front seven and how they fit runs, and then how the secondary comes in and fits. Allensworth is a great example of fitting the run. Everyone on defense has a gap they're responsible for. And the issue is that Cal never sees this type of offense, so they're not used to fitting these specific gaps, specifically in the run game. But a nice job by Allensworth.
Here is Smith, the transfer out of Kentucky. Return the handoff to Pumphrey. And he is across the 50-yard line into Cal Bear territory. Hardy Nickerson came up to make the stop.
You're going to see San Diego State, Maxwell Smith, they're going to milk this clock all game long. They are going to work this play clock all the way down inside 15-10 seconds just so they can try to take some possessions away from this lethal Cal offense.
Gordon and Pumphrey in the backfield. Pumphrey has had 13 100-yard games rushing in his career. He flanks out this time. Maxwell, though, goes out to the left side. And a completion. This one to Chase Favreau, the sophomore from Huntington Beach, California. And the Aztecs now moving the ball efficiently.
Well, they're going up against that zone coverage. Just finds a little spot. Favreau just sits in there, and the ball is put right on the money. And keep in mind, for as average of a game as Maxwell Smith had in his first start for San Diego State, this kid was a baller when he was at Kentucky early on in his career. He started 4 games as a true freshman, played really well, set records for lowest ratio of interceptions. And this guy can play if he can get comfortable.
And they point out he started against 9 top 25 opponents, so he's used to big games. They swing it to Rashad Penny, the sophomore speedster, and he gets out around the end and may be very close to a first down there, deep into California territory.
Beautiful thing about when you're a pro-style offense is that you can lull people to sleep and all of a sudden get a big play around the end. And what this will do, and we'll watch it all game long, is it'll open up some of the runs inside because they love this type of motion.
Yard shy of the first down. Smith gets in behind center. 5-step drop, throws over the middle. Man wide open, touchdown Aztecs. Daniel Brunskill, the junior from Valley Center, California, wide open across the middle, and the Aztecs are on the board.
Well, they come with the end around, and then they hustle the line of scrimmage on 2nd and short, and this Cal defense doesn't know what hit him. Hardy Nickerson out of position, does not see Brunskill at all. It's a simple seam route. Touchdown, that was easy.
Impressive drive by the Aztecs. And Maxwell Smith looked on balance, wasn't bothered one time in that series of downs, and got into a real rhythm. Donnie Hagman steps in for the extra point on an 8-play, 71-yard drive, 3 minutes, 46 seconds. And it's Smith to Brunskill. Aztecs on top, 7-0 from Cal. Aztecs on the board, 7-0. As Daniel Brunskill hauls in a 29-yard pass from Maxwell Smith. For Rocky Long's Aztecs, Maxwell Smith getting his first career touchdown as the Aztec quarterback, his 22nd career passing touchdown.
Right, he looks so settled, so calm and comfortable and confident. You watched the film a week ago, he was not that way, just looked uncomfortable for the majority of the ball game, but you can tell he went back to work this week, and he was flawless on that entire drive.
Donnie Hagman to get into this with Trevor Davis and Kalfani Muhammad await. Muhammad will take it. And he is spun down shy of the 25-yard line, and that's where Jared Goff will go to work. Let's take a look at our Reese's Perfect Combination.
Well, if you follow Cal football, you love the receiving core that they have. Bryce Treggs, he'll be in the slot. Kenny Lawler will be on the outside. These are two dynamic wide receivers. Had a chance to spend a lot of time with them the last couple of days at practice. They're so confident now, and it's grounded in real work. And oh, by the way, Sonny Dykes is coaching the outside receiver, so that helps when your head coach is in your meeting room daily.
Jared Goff with 3 wide to the right and 2 here to the near side of the field. Back to throw on first down and slings one across the middle, and the Cal Bears are very close to a first down. 13 receivers made catches a weekend to go. They like to call their quarterback here at Cal a point guard. Kenny Lawler with the reception there. First down to the Cal Bears. Goff fakes the handoff. Man curling out near the near sideline is Bryce Treggs, and he has run out of bounds.
The first 2 snaps, he goes to his perfect combination duo. And what's going to be fun to watch all game long is this defense for San Diego State. They're going to give Jared Goff a variety of looks. I mean, when you watch them on film, over 80 different types of blitzes that you have to prepare for. So he's just going to have to trust his eyes all afternoon.
Malik. Goff fakes the handoff, little screen near side, and with it Bryce Treggs. Treggs now has caught a pass in 28 consecutive games. Very dependable senior from Inglewood, California.
You'll see him go from the slot also outside a little bit this afternoon, try to mix things up, try to catch San Diego State in unique defenses.
Daniel Lasco sprints off the field. Kalfani Muhammad is in the slot to the right of Jared Goff here on 3rd and 7. Goff back to throw, man over the middle, ball deflected. It popped out of the hands of the intended receiver, Darius Powell, and was nearly intercepted. That brings up 4th down, and the Bears will have to kick it away, trailing 7-0.
Now this is what's great. Look at the line of scrimmage. There's 7 guys up there standing up. Jared Goff, the receiver, trying to figure out who's blitzing, who's not, what's going to go on defense. But at the end of the day, they only brought 5. And when you watch them on film, sometimes it looks like they're bringing 7, sometimes 8 defenders. They only bring 5. The issue for Jared Goff in this Cal offense is knowing which 5 they are. And that forces them to really play slow, and it allows San Diego State to frustrate Cal on that last drive.
Leininger averaging 41 yards per punt with a flag down and another flag down on the play. And it looked like Cal on both ends getting flagged on this particular play. He lines him up on first down, and they go to Price again on the left wing. Leaps over a tackler and then is dragged down over there by Michael Barton. Real nice tempo set by the Aztecs right from the beginning. On their first possession of the football game, they went 8 plays, 71 yards in just under 4 minutes, with a 29-yard pass coming from this man, Maxwell Smith, to his tight end, Daniel Brunskill. And that's where we are now here with 1:05 remaining in the first. Price may have gotten to the first down. Again, Barton comes up to make the stop for the Bears.
Look at the fullback for this squad. Dakota Gordon, 46. He's just putting a body on a body. I mean, that's the beauty of this game. We're getting old school football. When San Diego State has the ball, we're seeing new age, spread, up-tempo offense when Cal has it. 2 completely contrasting styles, both equally respected around the country.
Holder and Penny are to the left of Maxwell. Penny the man in motion for the Aztecs. On first down, it's Penny, the speedster, trying to get to the edge. Cal was able to hem it in. Down there was Darius Allensworth to set the edge and then allow the stop.
Yeah, that's a nice job. And this is the difference with Art Kaufman now, a year later, 2nd year in his system. They already got beat on an end around early on in this game, around the edge for a nice game. Last year, definitely, the year before for sure, that would have happened again. They caught the mistake the first time early on in the first quarter. They made the adjustment. They stayed home. Nice job there by that secondary coming up and setting an edge.
Caleb Coleman, the nickel, now in for California. The Aztecs going to the ground, 14 carries, 58 yards, and that's an average of just a little better than 4 per carry as the sun starts to peek out here in the Bay Area on 2nd and 9. Maxwell back to throw. Hard rush, and he is spilled. Cameron Walker, the dime, the junior, comes in to make the stop. And the quarter ends with the Aztecs holding possession of the football. Cal with some defensive promise, but the Aztecs leading 7-0 after 1 here in Berkeley.
I'll be a superhero.
7-0 Aztecs as we swing to the second quarter of play. Lewis Johnson, Yogi Roth, Kevin Calabro on hand, and the Aztecs right now are controlling the football.
Yeah, well, it's not that exciting up on the hill here in Berkeley right now. They're doing a nice job, almost doubling them up in time of possession. 9:48. We're in 10 more plays than Cal has in the first quarter. I mean, this is not probably what Cal had expected heading into this ball game.
Bears averaged 38 points a game last year, but remember they gave up 39. Here is Smith back to throw. Pressure to his right. Throws over the middle. Ball deflected. Should have been caught and should probably have been intercepted. In and out of the hands of Caleb Coleman of the Bears.
No pressure. Ball gets tipped there, obviously, by the receiver, and Coleman knows he should have had it.
But the Aztecs are stopped, and they will kick. Tanner Blaine will get into this one. Spiraling down to the 22-yard line, and a fair catch called for down there by the Bears' Trevor Davis. Here's a 3rd and 2 situation. Goff hands off to Daniel Lasco. Up the middle he comes across the 40 for the Cal first down. Jake Feely comes up to make the stop.
And he's had such a great off season, really dedicated himself to his craft, finding the hole, getting downhill. Offensive coordinator Tony Franklin, who now coaches the running backs, said we got to get him just going downhill. And they did that a year ago, and it's carried in to game 2.
Jared Goff trying to get his offense into some rhythm. Gives to Lasco, working near boundary. Run out of bounds at midfield, and then hit after he'd gone out of bounds, and flags fly. This no doubt will be against the Aztecs.
Initial tackle's fine. We're going out of bounds, and then the little extracurricular right there.
Wasn't even close, was it, Yogi?
No, that's an easy one. Yeah, Malik Smith, you're going to take that one. And it's frustrating because this puts your team in a difficult situation, because now this is where Cal flourishes. They dominate when they're knocking on the door near the red zone, especially outside. Look for the post route at the bottom of your screen, Maurice Harris.
Goff inside handoff. Khalfani Mohammed immediately hit at the line of scrimmage. May have leaned forward for gain of 1 on the play. The big linebacker, 240-pound junior, Calvin Munson, came up to square his shoulders on Mohammed. Maurice Harris flanks to the near side now for the Bears. 2 wide to the left, and the Aztecs stunning at the line of scrimmage. They bring 5. Goff adjusts, throws far side over the shoulder, caught down near the goal line. Outstanding reaction by Jared Goff to pressure, finding Raymond Hudson out to the far sideline, getting near the pylon. They'll put it at the 2-yard line.
This is gradual level football. Look, here comes pressure. He's calm, he's cool. He's got the typewriter free, just slides ever so slightly to the left in the pocket. Finds Hudson. That's an absolute dime as well. I mean, Jared Goff, that entire snap, his patience, his command, incredible.
They again go to the ground. Lasco this time is stopped at the line of scrimmage, and his hat comes off. Jordan Watson came up to pop him.
I mean, how much fun would it be to be a wide receiver in this offense? You run your route, you do your job. The ball's there before you come out of your break. I mean, that's awesome, man. Raymond Hudson, what I love about this staff is they play a variety of guys. If you earn the playing time, you're in. I mean, they're so deep at the skill positions, and everybody gets a little taste.
Victor Unwary is in now for Lasco. He has to come out for the play. Goff over the middle, throws up a it's snatched out of midair. Darius Powell, 6'3", extending the fingertips to control it, and the Bears on the board for the first time this afternoon.
I mean, It's beautiful.
It sure is.
It really is. That's called full extension. Look at that receivers. They're fired up. They call themselves the nasty wideouts. They actually have a belt that somebody wears every week after a big game. Darius Powell, he's a front runner right now, I think, for rocking the nasty wideout belt next week.
Jared Goff seizing the opportunity, and a beautiful connection with Powell. We're tied at 7. Cal Bears on the board finally, Yogi. They got something going there. They got the run game going, and then a couple of passes, a personal foul. They're in business.
Well, really impressive. I mean, they had 58 yards total in the first quarter, and they just go for a 78-yard drive right there. I mean, that showed a mature team, and it's on 16. I mean, his ability, his patience at the line of scrimmage, that allowed them to move the ball down the field after some big runs by Daniel Lasco.
6 different receivers have been targeted and passes completed for the Cal Bears. That drive, 8 plays, 78 yards in the time of possession, 2.5 minutes. Rashad Penny, who had a 97-yard burst against San Diego a weekend ago for a touchdown on the kickoff, gets out near the 42. Excellent field position now for the Aztecs. 57 career touchdowns now for Jared Goff. He had 3 last weekend. Here's Maxwell Smith. Play action, looking down the seam. Instead, he'll dump it over the middle to Gordon. Bounces off one tackler. Is able to move the pile. 3 tacklers on him. Finally get him wrestled down at the 47-yard line. A first down for the Aztecs.
Keep an eye right there, okay? We got Stephen McClure trying to fill his gap. Gets shot blocked. This fullback, Dakota Gordon, there's a reason he's a captain.
He is a handful. He stumbles and is able to sprawl free to about the 45-yard line. Hardy Nickerson along with Trevor Davis coming up to make the stop.
The officials are trying to do a really nice job of stopping a lot of the chop blocks. If you're a receiver, you can't come in and do that like you used to do back in the day. But if you're inside the box, you can do that if you have a defender right in front of you. Really nice job by Gordon on that snap.
Pass to the near side, broken up beautifully. Anticipating it was Darius Allensworth, the sophomore cornerback.
The change of direction by Darius Allensworth is what's so impressive. That's why they think they're big time at the cornerback position, and I think they are as well. He's coming off of an ACL, really growing up. Both of these corners are in Darius Allensworth and Darius White. They weren't doing that a year ago. They weren't necessarily trusting their eyes and going. And that last snap, incredible example of trusting what he saw and went for it.
Brings up 3rd and 8. Aztecs 4 of 6 in third down situations this afternoon. Pumphrey lines up in the slot to the near side. That's where Smith looks, and he skies this one over the intended receiver's hands, Chase Favreau.
That's a simple old school West Coast concept called spacing. Run receiver in, receiver down the sideline, somebody just to sit in that space where the linebackers are. Hardy Nickerson saw it coming the entire time.
Aztecs to kick it. Donnie Hagman. This will bounce out of the end zone, and Cal will take it at their own 25 and a touchback with the score tied at 7. J.J. Whitaker opposite Casey at corner for the Aztecs. Goff back to throw, near side, pass intercepted. J.J. Whitaker from the quarterback position steps up, read that one all the way.
Keep an eye on J.J. Whitaker. He's going to be your corner here at the bottom of the screen. Jared Goff's going to see a deep safety. He's thinking Whitaker's probably going to fall off on this wide receiver at the bottom of your screen. It doesn't happen. He continues to stay with the wideout, and that's what allows him to make the play. As Kenny Lawler would have been open against standard cover 2, and Goff knew it. He knew it, and he got juked. Right there, that's a nice job by the secondary. You think it's cover 2, you think the corner's going to fall off, and he didn't. Turnover.
And you've also gotten Chapman, this man here, some repetition. He's rolling out, throwing to the far side. And that is incomplete, caught out of bounds.
Look at this offensive line. They are just flowing completely to their left. Again, this is that naked scheme. When you run a pro-style system, a West Coast offense, this is what happened way back in the day in the Bay Area with the 49ers and Bill Walsh. You want to run, run, run. Then all of a sudden, you act like you're running. You have your quarterback play action pass. He goes out the other side, and you've got a corner route. You have an over route. You have a back out of the backfield. And you just give yourself what you hope is an easy completion.
Chase Price comes into the backfield for the Aztecs. He is stacked up out there with Dakota Gordon. Chapman under center. The handoff to Price. And he is met at the 49-yard line by a host of Bears.
It'll be interesting to watch Cal and see what they do with their timeouts here. You know, under a minute 30. Here's third down. Trying to get the ball back. You got a quick strike offense. They get the ball out. You make a stop here, I'm calling a quick timeout.
Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining here in the half. Clock ticking. Chapman fakes the handoff, steps up in the pocket, delivers over the middle, intercepted. And the Cal Bears with 2 timeouts take possession of the football under a minute, or just about a minute remaining here in the half. Darius White came up from the cornerback position to make the interception.
This secondary, they have put in the work. You'll see Darius White. He's just going to stay with his wide receivers at the top of your screen. He'll just keep coming over and over. It's an in route. He just plays that inside hip. That's what you're taught. Just play that hip. And when you get your opportunity to make a break, do it. See him with his hands, just playing that hip. That's textbook cornerback play. And that is not what Cal has seen the last 2 years. This defense, much improved. A couple picks a week ago. Darius White gets his pick.
And so Goff trying to take advantage of the turnover. Sends Lasco in motion, looks him off and throws up the seam. Pass complete. And into Aztec territory comes Bryce Treggs, upended at the 37-yard line of San Diego State. Quickly back to the line of scrimmage come the Bears.
Anticipatory throws. Jared Goff throwing the ball before Treggs is even out of his break.
Goff again steps up. Takes a little off to the near side. Pass complete to Lawler. Slants across the 20 and upended into Aztec territory. Bears with 2 timeouts remaining. Will they use one here?
Jared Goff is ridiculously impressive. He felt the pressure, had to move about 6 inches up in the pocket, delivered a strike right before the defense got to him.
Well, 22 seconds remaining. So they've used about 13, now 14 seconds. Goff back to throw. Man slashing across the middle. There's Maurice Harris in the end zone. Cal Bears. They managed it beautifully, and Maurice Harris, the senior from Greensboro, North Carolina, in the end zone, and the Cal Bears with their first lead of the afternoon. Bears take advantage of the turnover. Matt Anderson on to add the extra point for California, and that is good. So with the arm of Jared Goff, Cal Bears have taken the lead on Rocky Long's Aztecs of San Diego State, 14-7 halfway through. Halftime here in Berkeley. Let's go down to the field, and standing by, Lewis Johnson with Sonny Dykes.
Well, Coach, how big was that touchdown after the start you had in this game?
Yeah, we've had a hard time getting going offensively. Just haven't gotten a rhythm. Had some turnovers, a couple of drop balls, just some things that have hurt us. It was good to get that touchdown. We needed to get a little bit of energy, and it's nice to finish the half that way.
Can you describe what it's like to have Goff as your security blanket as you figure out all these issues?
Yeah, we just got to make plays. We've had a couple of big plays and haven't been able to finish the drives, missed a short field goal, so we just got to play better. We'll get them inside, get them settled down a little bit, but we've just got to execute right now. We feel like we've got some things we can get to, but we got to execute.
All right, Sonny, thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Kevin?
Thank you, Lewis. 8 receivers making catches this afternoon for the Cal Bears. That's what they do behind their Outstanding young quarterback, the junior Jared Goff. Bears lead halfway through 14-7. Anthony Herron is standing by in the Pac-12 Network studios. Penalties certainly did hurt the Aztecs in the first half. 3 personal foul penalties, 5 total penalties, 62 yards in penalties. And of course, time of possession, the Aztecs nearly 19 minutes. California with 11 minutes time of possession. And Cal will receive the kickoff to start the third quarter. Kalfani Mohammed catches the line drive, actually goes through his mitts into the end zone, takes a knee and a touchback out to the 25-yard line. With a San Diego State update, Lewis Johnson joins us.
Well, Kevin, we talked about this at the beginning of the game. This game would all be about possessions. San Diego State in the first half had 7 possessions. They hold the ball for 19 minutes, but they only got 1 touchdown, and they were 5 for 10 on 3 third down conversions. So in the second half, they're looking to get better production out of third downs. They want to extend those third down drives, and within that, they also want to look for some big offensive plays. Remember, Rocky Long talked about those plus 10 plays, looking for some of those, and also they want to try and avoid any mental errors because, look, they're right now knocking on the door at 7-14, 14-7. Be more competitive as Cal is going to score again.
Boy, they sure are. Trevor Davis on the first play of the third quarter is open right up the seam, and Jared Goff throws it on the dime. A 75-yard touchdown pass, his third of the afternoon. Jared Goff.
Well, this is all Goff. It's a simple pump fake. You'll see it here. Watch at the bottom of the screen, and what happens? A little pump. Later, safety bites. They think it's going to be the bubble screen to the inside receiver. Later. You want to talk about explosive plays, Lewis? Well, Rocky Long didn't expect that one to happen. That came right off the bat.
The extra point is good, and Cal takes a 21-7 lead, scoring with 10 seconds elapsed in the third quarter. How about that? We said don't blink. There'll be plenty of offense. True to our word. The Bears on top, 21-7.
Welcome back, and take a look at this touchdown here. You have Jared Goff playing the quarterback position. You'll see to the left of your screen, Bryce Treggs. He's going to run a simple bubble screen. When he does that, all of a sudden, the safety, the secondary of San Diego State completely bites. They dive down to try to take that away, and all of a sudden, it's an easy touchdown. And when those things are happening, you're happy on the sideline. But what's beautiful about it, Kevin, is that every play that Jared Goff runs the line of scrimmage is a run or a pass option. So as the defense, you don't really know. You come out aggressive the first snap of the third quarter, and you get burned.
Powell, Harris, and now Davis with touchdown receptions on the afternoon. Aztecs start Maxwell Smith at quarterback, gives to Donnell Pumphrey, and he corkscrews across the 40-yard line, a gain of a 4 or 5 on the play for Pumphrey. You know, one other side note on Goff, in talking to Tony Franklin yesterday, he said this is not a young man that wants to look at the stat sheet immediately after a game. He's not into his own numbers. They are gaudy. He's got 19, right now, 19 school records in hand.
And what's so unique about it is that it's a storybook story, right? This is the young man sitting in Section Double D, coming in here when he was a kid. You know, sat in Section V when he was 10 years old for his 10-year-old birthday. You know, he's wanted to be a Cal Bear forever, committed to Jeff Tedford. All of a sudden, Sonny Dykes comes in. It's the first call Sonny Dykes makes is to Jared Goff. He doesn't waver at all. This young man hasn't flinched, and he's evolved. I mean, we were here in the 1-11 season. We were here for the Portland State game, their only win. I mean, he took a beating. He was playing too early, obviously. He was late on a lot of his throws. But if this is last year or 2 years ago, they might be losing this ball game right now. But the resiliency and clearly the skill set has allowed Jared Goff and this program to continue to grow.
Another personal foul on the Aztecs. This is their 4th on the afternoon. Got to be driving Rocky Long and his staff crazy. He had 5 penalties, 57 yards in the first half. So Maxwell Smith will go back to work. 2nd and 14 for Smith. Inside handoff, Humphries. A little bit of room on the right side. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage and then is dragged down.
You got to give defensive coordinator Art Kaufman of Cal a lot of credit. In the first drive of the game, San Diego State goes 71 yards in 8 plays, averaging almost 9 yards per play. They drive down and away they go. Since then, it's less than 100 yards, averaging about 3 yards per play. And yes, they've hurt themselves with some foolish penalties, but the ability of him to adjust and the players to adjust has been impressive.
And I think it's been better tackling as this game has evolved as well. You've seen a lot of missed tackles early. Low snap. Smith gathers it in. Feathers it lightly here to his tight end, Micah Holder. And boy, did he get a pop. Holder knocked to the floor by Darius White, who came up from the cornerback position.
Now, White got a pick in the first half. He's got a little swagger to him. His defense, and defense is really a lot about confidence. You clearly have to earn that confidence. And this team, they know where they came from. They've got a chip on their shoulder. They know they'll be tested all year long. And Darius White, he's been a guy. He played a little too early last year, got beat literally his first snap ever. We were there at Washington State for a 90-yard touchdown. So to see him come back and play solid through the first game and a half throughout this season has been impressive. And again, a testament to Art Kaufman and that staff.
The wobbler tracked down by Trevor Davis across midfield, and the Bears will have it in Aztec territory, leading 21-7. The New Bay Bridge here on the Pac-12 Network.
For a guy who's probably the top quarterback in the entire planet right now, to continue to say that, to continue to work, it's just an inspiration. Number 16, Jared Goff.
Goff back to throw, fires this one low, but collected at the shoe tops by Maurice Harris, who has a touchdown reception this afternoon from Goff. That's a first down for the Bears.
I'll tell you what, he looked like Aaron Rodgers there. Got all the way through his progression, went all the way back to number 4, backside.
Rodgers incredibly accurate, didn't turn the ball over, rarely got intercepted in his 2 years here at Cal. Lasco far side, nearly sprung free. Out to the far side, inside the 20-yard line.
And it's just fun to compare the two. I mean, really dominant players when they've been at Cal, but really what I like most is that they both created a culture with their attitude. Talk to anybody who's been on those teams with Aaron Rodgers. He is such a competitor. Same thing with Jared Goff, just really being the face of the program, allowing them to compete at such a high level. And then you watch him play and you can see the comparisons. I mean, Rodgers says he has 3 rules as a quarterback. 1, no premeditated decisions. 2, don't throw blind. And 3, don't throw late over the middle. Jared Goff, he abides by all 3 of those rules, and he's done it pretty much all game long.
Has never been easy for Rodgers. He had to sit on the bench behind Brett Favre for 3 seasons before he got a crack at it. It was a 24th pick in the draft. Goff avoids a tackler, gets rid of it. He was outside the tacklers when he threw that one away. He was swarmed. Naeem McGee seemed to be the first guy there to get Goff.
They bring pressure off the edge, can't pick it up on the outside. And Chris Borio misses the block. And I'll tell you, Jared Goff's gotten so much stronger. He was added about 25, 30 pounds to his frame. A year ago, 2 years ago, he could breathe on him a little bit. He was falling down. I mean, and he admits it. He laughs about it too. He was playing early on in his career.
Looks right, throws left. Underneath screen to the left side. And getting a handle on that one was Trevor Davis. He's mowed down inside the 15-yard line.
This is where Jared Goff has been absolutely at his best. Inside the red zone, being accurate. A lot of quarterbacks in these types of systems struggle down here. Anu Solomon struggled inside the red zone. Marcus Mariota struggled inside the red zone. Jared Goff, this is where he's flourished.
4th and 2. Victor Enweri, a bigger back in the backfield. He is 6'2" and 230. The handoff to Enweri, spotted a seam, gallops inside that 15-yard line, continues to move the crowd inside the 10, and on 4th and 2, Cal goes for it, and they call the right number 23, Enweri.
What effort by Vic Enweri and this entire Cal offensive front. I mean, they had to start rallying to him. He knows what's at stake. 4th down.
They go up the middle. And again, that big offensive line of the Cal Bears now exacting a physical toll on the Aztecs. Dominic Granado, the center. Jordan Rigsby, the right guard. Chris Borreo, the left guard, with Farley and Moore, the tackles.
Well, how about being the quarterback here? Remember, every snap, he can throw it or hand it off. It's 4th down. He gives the ball to his teammate Vic Enweri, trusts his offensive line.
Lasco is back in, takes it left side, and slants in for the touchdown. Daniel Lasco on the ground, a TD. And Cal takes a 27-7 lead with 2:59 left here in the 3rd.
He said it, this offensive line They've got a streak about them. This is a team that wants to run the ball. You talk to Tony Franklin, their offensive coordinator. That's what this system is based on. It's not only the throwing the ball. This is not what people compare Mike Leach's system to. It's not that, even though they've worked closely together. This is a team that wants to run the ball first. They rarely don't do it, but that is where the system has began when you really break it down and study it.
Well, you mentioned that those receivers and he have grown together. Tregg's now a senior. Harris, who you saw on the replay catching a touchdown pass, is senior. Lawler, junior. Trevor Davis, a senior. They are seasoned. They've been through some wars. They have seen the very bottom. 1 win 3 years ago, 5 last year, and this year they're looking for a much better production.
You're exactly right, and really just the culture. I mean, this is a team, it's been highly publicized. Their academic progress report wasn't great in the classroom when Sonny Dykes took over. Had to really change everything. I mean, last year they had 42 newcomers play for the first time. So now they're second-year players growing in this system. They all got thrust into action early, but the payoff we're seeing early on in 2015.
Matt Anderson gets into this one. Price jitterbugging out of his own end across the 30-yard line. Aztecs will have it. Smith back to throw. Hard rush and dragged down. Jonathan Johnson in hot pursuit, the senior from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. That's twice now he's grabbed Smith in the backfield.
Well, they're going to rotate guys on this defensive front. They've got their own substitution plan where every 4 snaps the interior defensive line will change. About every 5 the defensive ends change. And you look at the tape a week ago, you look at this game, they're rotating a lot of guys in just to have fresh bodies rushing the passer.
He and Devontae Wilson have shared snaps coming off the edge. 2nd and 15. Smith zips one over the middle and incomplete. David Wells was surrounded by defenders. Michael Barton was the first to get there.
I'd love to see San Diego State just take a shot down the field, challenge this secondary a little bit. They're such a pro-style offense that you know teams in their conference, and obviously today you're going to stack the box, try to play single high defense, and force them and dare them to beat you on the outside.
Cal brings 4. Smith steps up, plenty of time, feathers it over the middle, pass complete. And there you got your wish. Eric Judge makes the catch. And able to get over there and shoestring him was Darius Allensworth.
It's man-to-man coverage. Just an inside skinny post route, and that's a tough one. Allensworth was right there trying to make a play on the ball, and really an impressive catch by Judge.
Smith the turn, the handoff, and Price tumbles to the 35. Johnny McCarry makes the stop for the Cal Bears. 1:35 remaining in the 3rd. The Aztecs need to get something here on this trip down the field if they want to hang in this game.
You can see them trying to pick up the tempo. They don't huddle. Going a little bit up tempo, at least for them.
Price behind Gordon, the up back, plows down to the 32-yard line, shy of the first down. So bring up 3rd down now for the Aztecs. And a minute remaining here in the 3rd. Aztecs 4 for 4 in 3rd down situations of less than 5 yards. They line up 3rd and 3. Smith will roll out on 3rd down, looking to go long, intercepted. He threw it right to the defender, Michael Barton, who was waiting with 2 hands to grab that one. Todd Barr with the pressure.
Well, they got beat early in the game on this naked scheme. The play action scheme doesn't happen again. They stay home. Look at them. Whoa. Look what I got right there. Excitement by Barton and this team. This sideline completely went postal when he ran over to look at you. When you get excited when you get a pick. But if you're one of the big guys and you get one, you get your hands on the ball, it's a little bit different type of celebration.
Martin, the linebacker, 6 feet 240. And turnovers and penalties have absolutely hijacked the Aztecs' attempt to upset Cal here in Berkeley this afternoon. Bears keep it on the ground. That's twice this afternoon that Lasco's gone into the air to avoid a tackler. I don't get it. I just don't get it.
It looks cool.
Second and 4. And Cal's going to let this work down to end the third quarter of play here in Berkeley. California leading San Diego State 28-7. 3 in the books from Berkeley. Jared Goff has been sharp this afternoon. Time and time again, finding various receivers with great effectiveness and a 21-point lead. The handoff is to Nweri, and he is across for a first down. And we have a flag on the play. There was Jordan Rigsby taking issue up front with Noble Hall. Rigsby's the graybeard on this Cal team up front, starting in now his 38th game since 2012.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 95 defense, 15-yard penalty, that's an automatic first down. That's the first for number 95.
And the 5th personal foul on Rocky Long's Aztecs to San Diego State today.
And that's unlike them. You see right in the middle of your screen.
Rigsby getting in there, tangling up with Noble Hall. Goff will hand off here to the near side. Kenny Lawler on a sweep to the near side. And down to the 40, and another flag flies. This may be on San Diego State again. And that's the indication. Malik McMorris, all 300 pounds of him, getting tangled up with Malik Smith of the Aztecs.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 12 defense, 15-yard penalty, that's an automatic first down.
Bo Chapman, our statistician, is running out of ink over here. That's 6 personal fouls. All Rocky Long can do is kind of smile wryly at this point.
You'll see what happens. He kind of gets spinned around. First of all, look at the punch from 99 Malik McMorris.
Man.
Big a little tangled after that. And the argument.
Big man on the move. He sets another block. And they try to get Kalfani Mohammed going across the 20-yard line. Cameron Kelly came up to make the stop. Cal moving the ball along, leading here by 21 with 9:08 remaining in the ball game.
I'll tell you what, I love watching 99 Malik McMorris play. He's a true freshman at a modern-day high school. And 5'11", maybe, probably more like 5'9", 300 pounds. But watch him catch a ball in practice. He is graceful as an athlete. They love him on this team. Started on defense, moved over to offense. I mean, he's just a unique athlete, unique size. He'll make some unique plays this year. Look at that block.
Oh, my goodness. Just delivered a shot to free Mohammed for a few on the play.
I mean, he's fleet of foot. And then imagine him just squaring you up. You're not going anywhere. Look at the big man. Boom, cinder block.
And that's on Calvin Munson, who weighs 240.
That's right.
He was stout until he met McMorris. That's a William Perry kind of weapon right there.
I heard that. Better athlete potentially too. I mean, he's got soft hands. Just watch him in pregame pat and go. You'll get a chuckle and you say, wow, this guy can really play.
So Cal alternating Mohammed and Nweri in the backfield as Lasco's attended to. Nice vision, cutting back, getting by a tackler and into the end zone. Victor Nweri shifting and sifting his way into the end zone. Terrific vision, Yogi. Very imaginative path to the end zone.
You see the pressure come off right at the top bottom of your screen, and he puts that right foot in the ground and away he goes. And again, we had Lewis Johnson interviewing Jared Goff's father. Every snap Jared can choose to run or pass it. He knows he's probably close to this record. continue to hand the ball off, and they get paid early.
6 plays, all on the ground. 77 yards. Time of possession 2:06. Cal on top, 35-7. California leading San Diego State 35-7 with 8:07 remaining to play here in the ball game. Jared Goff's had another big afternoon. 16 yards shy in the air of an all-time career passing yardage mark here at Cal. Bears went on the ground in that campaign. 6 plays, 77 yards, all on the ground. And the time of possession just over 2 minutes. Rashad Penny bring it out of his own end zone. Cutting to the near side, has a block, straight arms to the 25 and run out of bounds. Christian Chapman now in the backfield for the Aztecs to lead the way at quarterback, and throws a beautiful tight spiral to the far sideline, complete for a first down.
That type of freedom, that type of trust in this Bear Raid offense is allowing Cal to go undefeated heading into Texas next week.
Well, Sonny Dykes knows about going to Texas. An assistant at Texas Tech. Spike Dykes, of course, the legendary father and football coach at Texas Tech.
Asked him how many tickets he had to get. He said 80.
He had a number. Yeah. He already had a number.
Well, they've been on this one since the summer. Well, they knew it was coming. And you got to give him credit for making sure this team is focused. You know, they made their adjustments. Art Kaufman on defense. The offense finally got going after the first quarter or so. This is a team last year. I don't know if they do that. I don't know if they win this game. 2 years ago, clearly they wouldn't do that. It's a quick turnaround in a culture with 44 newcomers a year ago playing. And to get them to focus on this game, because this is full-on prototypical trap game,
yeah,
to me that's really impressive.
Right. Yeah, he said in the preparation, he was more concerned about this game than looking ahead to that Texas game, obviously. I mean, coaches will always tell you it's all about the next game, but you can't put yourself in a good position unless you come out with a terrific performance at home. And they have. And really, nothing against Grambling State or the program, but it was really difficult, I think, for a lot of people to gauge where they were at this time of year based on the performance against Grambling State. Chapman got racked up, got rid of the ball incomplete. San Diego State will punt it away with Cal leading 35-7 here in the fourth from Berkeley.
Anthony Herron here in our Pac-12 Network studios. Kickoff is moments away at USC, and we're about to take many of you there. Pac-12 Bay Area viewers will remain with the Cal game until its conclusion. All other networks will be leaving this game to see the start of Idaho at USC. A reminder that both games can be seen on Pac-12 Now and pac-12.com.
Thank you, Anthony. Doing a terrific job as the point guard back there in San Francisco. Take a look at the Cal schedule for the next 5 now on the road. At Texas and Austin on the 19th, at Washington State at home, at Utah, and at UCLA.
I'll tell you what, they got a really good chance to go 5-0 heading into Salt Lake City. And who knows right now, Travis Wilson unfortunately gets banged up last night in their win over Utah State. And this is a team that once they get after the Utah game, that's a tough stretch of games. I mean, just look at those 3 games right there. UCLA, USC, and Oregon. Not going to be easy.
The Bears last year won 5 games for the year. And of course, in Sonny Dykes' first year with this Cal program, he was 1-11. They did win the 3 conference games a year ago.
I'll tell you what, it's going to be exciting next week. You go down to Austin, you play in this game, and Texas, they got to get their offense going. Kevin, how about this stat we just got? Texas, in their last 3 games, 26 of their 38 total drives have been 3 and out. I mean, you give the Cal Bears 21 points, 28 points, look out. You ain't going to score. Very similar tonight. The difference is that Texas isn't even a great running team. It's not like they can pound the rock in a pro-style system, so they're struggling there. And regardless of their struggles, it would be a huge win on a big stage for the Cal program. And really, they should win. I mean, they should be favored in this game, I would assume.
Well, Daniel Lasco will, of course, have a lot to say about the outcome of that and his ability to play. And that's a good indication as to where he might be headed this weekend. To Austin to take on the Longhorns. Looks like he's okay. We've not heard any official pronouncement on Lasco. They're definitely going to keep him out of the rest of this ball game. Chase Forrest goes back to work. And Trey Watson in the lineup, the sophomore from Corona, California, getting the call.
And this is a duo they're going to play a lot. Trey Watson, Chase Forrest. Chase Forrest wasn't a big, huge recruit. Nobody, they kind of knew about him, but he wasn't everybody's radar. Cal took him late. Keep in mind they had Luke Verbenzer in the same class. Right. Really highly ranked quarterback.
Sharing some snaps early in the year with Goff.
That's right. And when you talk to the staff about Chase Forrest, his completion percentage was exactly what Jared Goff's was in training camp. I mean, that's impressive. And when we had a chance to watch him practice, this guy can rip the ball around the yard.
Leininger gets under this one and belts it down to the 41-yard line. That's where the Aztecs will take it. Here was Daniel Lasco's afternoon. Just bouncing off that big offensive line, getting up off his feet. He did that a couple of times in this ball game, Yogi. He's a terrific vertical runner.
He really showcased a lot of patience, but what I loved is his explosiveness. You could tell he's so much faster. He's so much quick twitch. A year ago, he didn't have that explosiveness, that short area, within a 3-yard space. Boom, all of a sudden he can go. He's running through those arm tackles by defensive linemen, running past linebackers, getting into the second level in the secondary. He's a big-time running back.
123 yards this afternoon and a touchdown. Chapman is back, pump fakes, flushed out of the pocket, rolling. And throws an interception. It was caught, and in stepping out of bounds for the Cal Bears was Raymond Davidson.
And unfortunately for him, unfortunate for San Diego State. Oh, it's going to be close. They review him out of bounds.
They say no catch. That's the call on the field.
Interesting to see if they review this, though.
Coming up next, the Vandals to take on number 8 USC. Following the completion of this game, 35-7 the count. Ball thrown to Rashad Penny, a bit underthrown, couldn't quite put the mitts on it. 163 penalty yards against San Jose State in '93, the record for the Aztecs, if you're keeping track. Tonight, following the Cal Poly Arizona State game, stay tuned for Pac-12 Final Score. Mike Yam, Lincoln Kennedy, and Nigel Burton wrap up the entire day of college football. Pac-12 Final Score later tonight on Pac-12 Network. Aztecs penalized 127 yards this afternoon, most since 2001. Chapman inside handoff. Penny slips a tackle, bounces outside from the 50, and then is arm tackled and dragged down. Cedric Dozier came up to make the stop. Minute remaining in this one. Well, Jared Goff still needs 16 yards to become the all-time leading passer at California. Troy Taylor's record still intact after this game. Chapman will turn. The handoff comes to Penny. And he slumps down to the field at about the 23-yard line. Good crowd on hand here. Our technicians were telling us when they got to the truck around 7 o'clock this morning that the party had already started just outside the stadium.
SAE House was bumping, huh?
Boy, it was bumping. It was in full voice when Lewis and I rolled in here about 11:30 this morning.
They're waiting for you guys, man.
Probably. Without question. One play left in this one. And that'll do it. Cal Bears win this one. 35-7 the final. And a big, big day for Jeff, for this man, Sonny Dykes, and that young fella, Jared Goff. Our producer, David Feldman, we wish him happy birthday. Our director, Tom Saterski. For Lewis Johnson, Yogi Roth, I'm Kevin Calabro. Thanks for joining us in Berkeley. Bears win. We'll head to Los Angeles.